Nothing nice with the population. What they got?
This is good. It's gonna be good for Liberia.
I never mind that.
This will be good for Liberia.
It's gonna be good for Liberia.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good for Liberia. It's gonna be good.
Right, let's roll this up, man. I gotta.
Only thing I want is the charger of the Tesla.
I'm gonna take my Tesla over there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I think so.
We drive all the way to Denver.
They got Tesla there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, somebody got Tesla in Liberia.
Yeah, I don't know where they charge.
Yeah,
We can charge it.
right in the house.
Yeah, I didn't know
They got a charger.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be the only place.
They're trying to take some minister. You know your boy?
UG?
Your boy got Tesla. No, not using that way.
Oh, what is it? Sembulu.
Sembulu.
Oh,
Every car
my
like
papa.
got Sembulu get in your fence, my man.
that's my old head.
The city was shaking that down. I heard.
That's my old head. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back in the fries. Y'all know what it is. It's me, y'all favorite August, a.k.a. Handsome.
Oh, me.
And I got my co-host with me. Go ahead, Chris Breezy.
You already know in the bill. We'll be back, man.
Got my guy here. Go ahead, man.
So I tend to be the most controversial guy in the fries.
Yeah.
Every time I say something.
Hey, JJ, I miss you, man. Welcome back.
JJ in the
It's my
fries.
first time sitting with you, my man.
JJ in the fries. I know. I've been causing trouble from the beginning.
Yeah.
Welcome back, JJ. Good to have you, bro.
This whole time I was thinking it was Biz, but the man telling me say that you the
No, it
B.
wasn't Biz.
My bitch live on the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So today we have a special guest. This is not just any guest, but this is somebody who is here that's on their way to making history, right? Not just for himself, but, you know, from where he comes from, the people around him, on his way to be the first immigrant sheriff of Delaware County. A Liberian man like myself, himself, and himself. We're gonna talk about history. We're gonna talk about his journey, what he does, what it means to him. Ladies and gentlemen, I have sitting beside me my man Sadiq Kamara.
Yo, this guy.
Like I'm here, like, cause I'm his biggest fan. Like, this is my guy right here, and all of you guys. And yes, my name is Sadiq Kamara, and I'm running for sheriff in Delaware County in Pennsylvania. And I'm grateful to have this opportunity to sit with my brothers as an American Liberian, and we have these fruitful conversation. Why I decided to run for sheriff, and why it's important for us to get involved more than ever, right?
Yeah.
And really talk about how the sheriff role is and how critical we need to be a part of these changes. And not just making history overall, like in the sense of I'll be the youngest in the state of Pennsylvania, but also in America, but the most qualified, right? You have to talk about your qualification and what you have done. Yeah, it's cool to be the youngest, cool to be the first immigrant, but I really want people to understand too, I'm the most qualified candidate.
Yeah, I mean, but kind of think about it, right? Liberia will be the first independent Black nation, you know, out of Africa, the very first. And now we get in Delaware County, another Liberian running to be the first Black immigrant sheriff of Delaware County, right?
Yeah.
What drives you to want to be a law enforcement officer?
It goes back, I think I'm getting a lot of kickback from this out. It goes back from
like my service to our community. So I served 6 years in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
Okay.
So I was a soldier.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. Like, you know, we had some long days, and I joined when I was 17 years old. And we understand what happened in Liberia. We understand we are a victim of the Civil War. I came here at a very young age. This country has gave my family the opportunity to be what we want to be. So decided to serve this nation. But being a National Guard, I came back home. I realized the disconnect between the immigrant community and the law enforcement community. And it wasn't nobody's fault. We all know, like, Upper Darby area, Yaden, Sharon Hill, Fallcroft, there's a lot of us there. Definitely Yaden, right? And it was a little bit of disconnect. So I became a police officer at the age of 20. They actually had to wait till I was 21 to give me my gun and my badge. But right there, I became a police officer, not just to only serve everybody else, but to make sure to breach that gap from our community. As a Liberian, you know, our cultures are different, our language are different, and unfortunately, some of my peers don't know that, right? So that is one of the main reasons I wanted to continue my legacy and continue my journey in these law enforcement to serve. But that was not the only thing I'd done. I worked for the highest law enforcement agency in the Commonwealth, which is the Attorney General's office. I was a special agent working narcotics, getting guns and drugs off the street in the state of Pennsylvania. But the reason why I decided to run, going back to your question, it was a tragedy that happened in my family's life in 2021. If you live in the state of Pennsylvania or in Delaware County, there was a situation that happened at Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill where an 8-year-old lost her life. Her name is Fontability. That was my little cousin. She lost her life. Police accidentally shot into a crowd full of people leaving a football game. Wow. 25 shots. Fonta lost her life, and I decided to run to make sure that no family ever go through that again, and to make sure, honestly, to teach people that law enforcement is a noble profession if they're properly trained and they are serving all communities.
Wow. I'm sorry for your loss, man. Yeah. And how old exactly were you when that happened?
When Fonta passed away, so this was 2021. So right now I'm 30, and this was August. So I just turned probably 26, 26.
All right. So before the age is 26, right? Listen to what you just said. At the age of 17, like you already want to be responsible to govern a whole group of people or you serve a country because being a part of a government, you are there to protect life and properties.
Absolutely.
And not only did you serve the National Guard, but then you took another step in being a police officer to provide stability to your government.
Absolutely.
At that age, you was already mature enough to understand that I would do all it takes to provide needs.
No, and absolutely.
And stability for my people.
I started very young. Yeah. And like sometime when I was a cop, we have to have like a clean profile. Like I was shaved. When I pulled people over, people were like, how old are you? Like 17? Did your mom know that you're here? I'm like, please give me a driver's license registration.
Make it quick.
So like, I'm like, but again, but I want to let you guys know something, and we can talk more deeply about this, but my career has took me back to Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I've been to Nimba. I've been to Maryland County. Yeah. I've been to Lofa County. So when I was serving at the AG's office, I was assigned to Department of Homeland Security as a special agent.
That's beautiful.
Where, unfortunately, we were victim of war, and people that escape or allegedly lied through their immigration to come to America, I was involved in some of those cases.
Right.
One of those individuals that got arrested and then indicted and got convicted was literally a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I read that.
K1, right? Sadiq Kamara.
Yeah, Sadiq Kamara.
He's a Madingo man. I'm a Madingo man, but I believe in the rule of law. We hold him accountable. That was my case. We talk about Thomas Weyu, respectfully. We talk about all these, war crime cases that have happened in the state of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. I have been involved in some of them. I'm just low key about it.
Right, people accountable. So let's go back to your root as a Liberian.
Yeah.
And how has that root shaped your life right now to take on a leadership position? Your root from Liberia. Where did you come from Liberia? Because woman asks, you're Liberian. Where in Liberia? How did you come to America? Or the rest of it?
Like for me, I left Liberia at a very young age. I was 5, right? Okay. But my family's from Lofa. My dingo man. Yeah, that's if you're making fun of me because I say Tamagi the other day, I didn't even pronounce it right. I'm very passionate about where I come from, and I take very pride of that, right? And knowing how resilient we are as Liberians.
There's a pride in being a Liberian.
Yeah, and the relationship with America and Liberia is more than any nation in the continent. So,
it's underrated, though.
You're right.
It's wildly underrated.
Yeah.
I think basically because of, it might sound cliche, but the war,
No, but like for me, I wouldn't personally hold a claim to that. For me, I feel like
to my view, I was born but I've always done research on Liberia since I was a kid, and something that I was always fascinated about was the 13 years of war. I've done a lot of research. I've done deep dives. So I always feel like, I think that kind of shapes it being underrated because they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you go back to the, the earlier years of where you were found, and then when we need you, you don't exist.
Yeah.
Or maybe you exist, but not in ways that we really need it. So it's like, and then as time goes by after it, you can't really feel the connection between America and Liberia. So that's why I kind of see it to be underrated.
And I'm a history guy, and he makes a good point. Like my great grandfather fought in the Vietnam War and the Korean War.
Yeah.
And he was Liberian, and he actually came to and helped America, like seriously, in the Korean War. So that's the relationship that we are bounded together as a whole and everything. And like my grandfather in Liberia was a diamond broker, right? You know, like, and Sadiq Kamara, which I'm named after. And he had a lot of influence in Liberia and a lot of culture and everything. But like you said, like the war really took a lot of toll. Like I lost a lot of family member in the Civil War, and I'm sure we all have some type of connection down there. But I'm very proud to be Liberian, American Liberian. I hold that to my chest. These folks, some of these people in the room, like Mo, been to a lot of my speeches, like most of my speech, I tell people where I come from and who I am, and people take that very proudly, you know? Yeah.
So you came here when you was 5. As a 5-year-old and coming up, let's talk about the transition. You know, you come, because when how old were you? I mean, what year was that when you were 5?
Like early 2000.
Okay, early 2000. So at that time, that was like the second wave of the Civil War.
Yeah, right after the last one.
Yeah. And so, you know, coming from that and coming to the States and getting readjusted, you know, like what was that like from 5 years old all the way to this point, you know, through elementary, middle school? Like, what was that shift for you as a kid?
So believe it or not, guess where I grew up? I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh,
yeah, like
so you didn't come to PA?
I read that.
I grew up in I came to PA like my high school year.
Okay,
so I spent like most of like from freshman year to like until I graduated. Like I spent my teenage year in Pennsylvania, in Delaware County, Upper Darby, you know. But my like youth, like when I was 6 all the way to like 13 or 14, I grew up in Omaha. So imagine never seen a white person before and going to one of the coolest state in America and don't really even understand English, right? Because I speak Mandingo, and that time before I came, I was living in Guinea-Conakry, so I knew French, right? So like you know, adapting to your environment, talk about that. That was very, very critical for me. But the reality is you're going to learn really fast, you know, if you grown up in Omaha, Nebraska, and also the culture and the race. And I don't say this because I'm proudly, because I don't like when people are like, yeah, I was the only black person in the neighborhood. I was the only black person. Like, I don't like that term, but that's where I grew up, right? In Omaha, Nebraska. But it made me even like be more level-headed and more humbled down into like my root to my community. Yeah.
Well, you talk about history, right? For me, I love history though. But like we'll keep that conversation for another day. The reason why I stated what I stated concerning the relationship with Liberia and America, I think there are a lot we are lacking. I think that a lot can be done between America and Liberia than just the basics, right? Now, we all have challenges personally in our lives and stuff like that. You know, running for the office of sheriff, being the first black Liberian immigrant. What are some of the challenges you face?
It has been very difficult for me. Like, people see some of the shit, so you can probably beep this out, right? But like what we go through, and I want this thing to be very raw and like, but not just like black Liberian, but just a black man in this country. Because like it doesn't, on my forehead, it doesn't say black Liberian. People just assume just like I'm just black, right? And when you decide to run for office and run for a position like that, you guys got to understand, Delaware County is over 570,000 people. Wow. It's like it's I think the 4th or the 5th biggest county in the state of Pennsylvania. So this is not lightly. This is not no joke, right? I represent the whole county, not just like a small municipality, right? Delaware County is bigger than the city of Pittsburgh. That's how big the county is. So that's what I'm going to be overseeing as the sheriff, right? So a lot of people didn't want me to be the candidate from both sides, from Republicans and Democrats, right? Because it's the uncertainty. I can't be bought. I'm level-headed, and I'm very straightforward, and I believe in the people, and I listen to their concern. And if you understand what the sheriff role is, back in the 1900, it's a very powerful position, even more than ever. If you look at Bucks County, my friend Danny Seisler is running there. We have a current sheriff that's applying to work with ICE.
Wow.
You know, so we have to be very mindful of these elected officials that we put in office. If they're going to take our concern in. So for me, it hasn't been easy. Yes, we social media, we show what we want to show to people on the social media. But you can talk to my brothers that have been around me. It's been a lot of trial and tribulation. But I'll tell you this: in the primary election, I received the most vote in the whole entire county, 38,000.
Beautiful.
That
Oh, y'all did it. Come on.
Yeah,
A big shout out, hand clap. Yeah.
That says that the people believe in me.
Yeah.
And they believe that our mission, and we're going to get the stuff done.
Talking about challenge as a black man, tell us about your experience knocking on doors.
Oh, so
how's it been?
I'm not going to mention no municipality.
Knocking on doors.
Like 2 months ago, when you're running for office, you want to talk to your constituents, right? You want to go talk to the people. You want to be on ground. I decided to go knock on doors, which we allow to. It's protected.
Door-to-door campaign.
And I will never forget this. I get out of my car. There was a lady walking her dog. It was another Karen. Like,
Karen.
Yeah, it really was. Like no shit. Like, and me, I'm very respectful. I was just like, "Hi, ma'am. How are you?" She gave me like the meanest look, bro. Like she was mean mugging me. I said, "Oh, man, maybe the one didn't."
Yeah. Karen always gonna be a
have
Karen.
a breakfast, right? But I kept doing my thing. 10 minutes later, the police pulled up. I was like, "Oh!" But one of the things I do when I knock on doors, because this is America, I wear my, Kamara for Sheriff hats. Yeah. I'm very visible. I have literature in my hand. And like the conversation didn't go pretty well with me and this police officer, but I handle it. I got my messages across, because one of the things that I like to train my brothers and sisters, you're not going to win when you start arguing. You're losing the battle. Mm-hmm. There's a way to do things, and and if that individual is wrong, you're going to end up winning. But the moment you go back and forth with somebody in law enforcement, definitely at that moment, it ain't going to happen. So those are some of the challenges I've been facing.
So that whole door-to-door nagging thing, right?
Yeah.
I signed up for the salesman job at Verizon. Right?
I did that before too.
I didn't know it was going to be a door-to-door, stuff like that. So there was a couple of places we went to see the signs that says no solicitation, right? And stuff like that. Even before that. No, I don't want to say it. Like, I'm going to call the cops.
They'll tell you straight up.
Yeah, but you could, like, you're not soliciting. You know what I mean? Like, it's you are.
I mean, even before,
man.
I mean, there's
you're
way
not
more
anything.
because you see, you never know. Sometimes people have a real bad day.
Yeah.
Some of your family memories. You just go in there for your own purpose, right?
Yeah.
But I love that.
So coming back to the people of Delaware County, where a lot of faith have been taken away from law enforcement. A lot of things happen in the county. What do you bring into the county as the highest peace officer in the county? Because you're going to be the sheriff. You're basically going to be the trainer for all police
What's the role of the sheriff?
What do you bring it?
The reality is, we can talk about this for hours, what I want to do as a sheriff, right? And if you want to know really in detail, you can go on CamaraForSheriff.com. It literally tell you my platform. But like one of the things that I really, advocate on is being professional, right? Professionalism, definitely in the line of law enforcement. Like when I was a cop, like I worked 12-hour shift. I was a police officer in Yaden, right? And I didn't like to sit in the car. I like to get out the car, engage with the community, play basketball with the kids, because I was also a young man myself, right? But the most important thing is I want to bring back the servant part. I think sometime in line of law enforcement, we do the protecting part, right? But I want to also serve our community, and I want to educate people what a sheriff does, right? Yeah. The sheriff office is a really important office. We issue gun license, right? So if you live in Delaware County, I'm the one that signed off your gun license. We do the background check and make sure and everything. That's one of the key things. When we have a bench warrant and we have to go grab somebody we serve that too, right? We transport prisoners. So the sheriff has a very powerful role, right? And when all these other things that we do, like when it comes to like, scamming the elderly, and like the sheriff tried to prevent that and educate people on the system and everything. And also another thing that the sheriff does is we focus on the sheriff sales. So sometimes, people go online and we conduct those services, but I want it to be more effective. I want to train officers. And guess what's happening in Pennsylvania next year? 250 years of America. Pennsylvania is the birthplace of America.
Yeah.
And another thing that's going to happen is going to be the face of the global right now is the FIFA World Cup. That's coming to Philly, right?
Yeah.
And guess where the games are going to be played? The Financial Stadium. Guess where the players are going to be practicing? In Chester, the city of Chester. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the sheriff office conducts some of those securities. Like right now, the sheriff, when you go to the Union game, because the Union game's playing in Delaware County.
Okay.
The sheriff department is the one that makes sure the security is really functionalized. One of the things is like, I'm thinking ahead, like 10 step as like visionary person in the sense of, making sure to keep our community safe, but making sure to keep my deputies safe too, because they are human beings and they want to go back to their wife and their children or their husband, right, and their family. Yeah. So one of the key things I want to bring to the sheriff department is like a drone program. When we had these sports out early and everything, like these community service. So these are some of the initiatives like I really want to do at the sheriff department, but there's more to come. And lastly, our deputies, they carry guns and badges to be trained. They have to be trained.
Yeah, so you serve from what age to what age as a police?
So for me, like it's phenomenal. So because like that was another thing. Like when people were looking at my resume, they're like, "How the hell this young man at the age of 30 like done all this stuff?" I'm like, because where we come from, we don't have no time to waste.
Okay.
We have to grind. But so I served 6 years in the Army, from the age of 17 to the age of 23, right?
Yeah.
But at that time, while I was serving in the Army, I was also a police officer because I was in the Army National Guard.
As a teenager.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Then when I left the Army, when I left as a cop at the Yaden Police Department, I became a special agent. So I was in the Army just that 2 years and still doing narcotic work at the AG's office.
Yeah, so I asked that question, right? Because at that age, you're not really fully mature in my understanding, right? You're not at your resilient age.
Yeah.
And you were able, just by listening to you, I understand that you can be, but, your self-contempt, perseverance when it comes to decision making, you're so honest, right?
Yeah.
And that brings me to ask you the question, at what time, was there any time in your life that you feel doing your service that you was going to go back on any decision when it comes to helping an individual that you felt like, hey, I'm going to go against my duty, or I'm going against my service, or I'm going against my badge score for providing such services, knowing you so young?
That's a great question. I have values, and definitely in the military and the police, integrity is everything. And selfless service is everything. But one of the things that police officers have is called discretion, right? So I never not uphold my badge and my value, but I'll give you guys a perfect example. It's a quick story.
I want one example.
Yeah. One example that I used discretion.
Okay.
It was my last shift. It was during this Christmas holiday. This guy, it was in Yaden. It was right on Bell Avenue. This guy blew the stop sign, and it was early in the morning. I pull him over. When I pull him, this is a grown man. He got to be pushing 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, can I get your driver license and registration? Dude, this guy was bawling out his eyes. I was like, he was just crying. Just crying. I'm like, all right, okay, something is wrong. So I asked him what was wrong. He's like, he showed me his pamphlet. He's like, my wife just died. I don't have nothing right now, and I'm just trying to figure out the funeral arrangement. Yeah. At that moment, I could have threw the book at him because his license was to expire, his registration was expired. He didn't have proof of insurance. He shouldn't be driving, and he blew the stop sign. Yeah. That's over $1,000 ticket right there. But I used discretion. If I would have jammed him up that day, that would have been it. I don't know what could have happened to him, right? Yeah. So what I did for that man was I was like, hey, listen, you can't be driving. I'm like, park the vehicle. And, there's a trolley right in Yaden because he had to go to Southwest. I gave him a couple dollars. I'm like, I can't have you drive this car. Everything is expired. And here's a couple dollars. Take the trolley. And I never saw this man again. I said, you know, your car will be safe here. When you get everything squared away, you know, you can come back and get your vehicle, which he did, right? Then he thanked me, and that might have saved his life that day. Then the reality is too, like I used discretion. You know, I wasn't a dick, and that's what you do when you're serving, right? A few years later, I saw this guy in Yaden, you know, the food place. When I was just ordering food. He remembered me. I don't remember him. He bought me food. It's like, thank you so much that day. Yeah, I feel like if you would have threw the books at me that day, I don't know where I would have been. I would probably took my life.
Word.
Yeah.
And I have because this is something on my mind right now. And you said you got in when you was as a teen, basically.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you were a teen, and I'm pretty sure you grew up around black people, right?
Yeah.
Got a lot of black friends.
Yes.
What was like the pressure going into that field, you know, taking it serious? Because, you know our culture, black culture, when it comes to that kind of profession, a lot of dudes around you would probably, I wouldn't say look down on you, but look at you in a, and look at you in a way like, all right, you want some sucker shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like, and you're a teen. And I know for a fact that it could have been so easy, like, yo, you know what, yo, my man ain't talking some, let me hit the block. maybe this not for me. I'm about to lose my stripes. And it's like, how did you overcome that? Because when you're younger, it's so easy to switch up because your mans and them not rocking with you, or they don't really feel what you getting into because of, you know, street politics, like, or, you know, just being black in general, because people take that to heart.
You're 100% correct. Like, definitely during like 2020 when the civil unrest, like I lost so many friends. Like, and the reality is you have to be part of the system. I'm a firm believer. You might not change everything, but like really, you know, tap in. But for me, growing up when I was 17, when I decided to serve the military, that didn't really discourage my friends. But the moment when I became a cop at the age of 20, I got called out a name. You know, you're a pig. You are, you know, you're a snitch. But guess what?
He the ops.
I'm the ops, and the ops for the feds. Oh, he's a fed, right? Right? Like, and I get that. But you know what's the crazy part though? Like when they jammed up, I'm the first phone call.
Of course.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you call me whatever name in the book, but you know when you need my assistant at that moment, yo, bro, I just got this traffic ticket. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. My man, this man just, you know, how do I, Sadiq, you know, I'm like, the reality is.
Then you send it back to the law.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, justice. Well, I don't know what to do for you, but one thing I'll tell you, bro, is that, like, I don't give a shit how people feel. I stand on what I believe in, and who I am as a person, and my faith.
That's what makes
and
a man
and
a
my
man.
father, you know, taught me to stand on what I believe in.
Yeah.
So, and also on top of that too, if people really talking to you like that, they're not your real friends. That's just what
gotta grab your problem.
There's a lot of sheriff in America now, then, because of the political climate, who buying into a lot of things that's going on right now. Are you going to be transparent with the people of Delaware County?
Oh, absolutely. I think accountability, like my track record has shown itself, right? Well, what happened to my cousin, right? Again, I'm a firm believer, like law enforcement is a noble profession.
Yeah.
When you're willing to risk your life and serve and give your life away to protect your community, we got to applaud that, honestly, no matter how you feel about them, right? But at the same time, too, I believe in transparency and accountability, and that's what I did when I worked at the Attorney General's office and as a cop, and also when I was in uniform in the Army. But yeah, like to just be very straightforward. But I believe also rule of law, and I swear to the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and that's what I'm going to follow. I'm not going to follow this dictator in the White House.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Listen, I have no doubt that you're gonna make a great sheriff.
For sure.
To be honest, right? Because for me personally, I got a spirit of discernment.
Yeah.
You know, my mom is Christian, right? And
Thank you.
I mean, she is Christian. And one time she took me to her church just for this story.
Are you a Christian?
A bishop. I'm above religion right now.
Just say no, man.
No. I'm not gonna say no because I am.
Because it's still more story that you live by.
Listen, I am by the New Testament, not the Old Testament.
So what, you agnostic?
No, we're not going to go off topic. I said I am a Christian by the New Testament. Because you got New Testament.
So you are Old Testament.
We all believer.
Yeah, because you got New Testament, you got Old Testament. They got people of the old days, they got people of the new days. I'm a believer of the New Testament,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
And I had an encounter with my mom pastor that she was so amazed by, and he put his hands on my head. Like, you know how the people do it in
Yeah,
church.
lay hand on you.
I was like, hey, get your hands off my head. And, you know, and
take your blessing.
no, and for that thing, right? My mom was like, oh, you got to go through deliverance and all of that because you possess. I said, possessed by what? I said that man don't even have the grace that I'm carrying. So he have no right to lay hands on me.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm saying this, I can tell somebody when they be honest. I can tell somebody when they're real. I can see a dishonest person, even in business.
Yes, sir.
If I tell you, I say, hey, don't do that business with that person, you're going to get screwed, you're going to get screwed. That's just me. That's my gift. You understand? So looking at you, I can see the transparency in you, and I believe that you're going to make a good sheriff, and I believe that you're going to make the whole entire black race and cultural pride.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk back. I mean, let's come back to our people, you know. What we talking about support.
Support.
Yeah.
Support.
Let's talk
How many
about
days before
support, right?
election? How many days?
Well, go back
I let's talk about support, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, like sometimes I talk about, you know, like our people, like our own people don't really give us the full support that we need. And you understand me? This is history to be made, you know, for the black culture, the entire black culture, for Republic of Liberia and all of that. Are you really getting the support and the love from your people, your government, and all of that?
Of Liberia
In general, yeah.
Are we talking about Liberians?
Yeah,
Liberians.
in general.
Do we really want to be honest about it?
Yeah, my man.
Like
you should be honest about it.
Honestly, no.
Boom.
Like that's it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I'm still Liberian. I'm still going to protect them. I still love our people. But is the disconnect? Maybe they don't understand how important things like we have another young man that's running for office, Jawar Dawn, that's about to make history. He's gonna be the youngest mayor in Pennsylvania, in Darby, right? Darby in Delaware County, and at the same time, he's a Liberian, right? Similar story. So, to answer your question, no, but I have good support system. I have brothers, I have sisters that been having my back and supporting me.
Yeah. So you see, right? I mean, this is not an individual thing. You understand? Or you represent a whole race, or you represent a whole culture, or you represent a whole country, right? So this shouldn't be you.
Yeah.
And you understand? This should be everybody coming together and support your vision, because your vision is going to turn into their mission. And you understand? And their mission is to provide to provide that stability, to have somebody of their own sitting in a space that they can personally reach out to.
Let me come in.
Yeah.
You know, the immigrant community that's the most powerful community in politics in America.
Facts.
Are the Somalis.
Really?
If you understand what the Somalis have done in politics in America, it's phenomenal. Like, I talk about this and I'm getting goosebumps because it's such an inspirational thing. They have somebody in Congress. They have somebody as a senator, state senator. They have representatives in Minnesota, in Ohio. They have city council members. They're working together and they're locked in. Right now, the city of Minneapolis is there. There's a Somali guy that's running for mayor, and they're locked in. So for us, you know, I don't know, and these are some raw conversation we need to in the next generation of leaders, because we are. We're not even the next generation no more. We are the generation now.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? When politics is not a spectator sport. You have to roll up your sleeve and get into the game, or else you're gonna be left behind.
That's real.
So the reality is, like, I'm not doing this for myself. Like, I'm putting my family lives out there. I'm putting my public life out there, but I'm doing it to not represent the whole county, but our own people, so to inspire some of us. We have Liberians as individuals running throughout America right now for office, and the reality is, I tap in with them all the time. They're not getting support. We have another Liberian woman that's running for city council in Massachusetts. And we have Jawar Dawn. We have people that are running offices all the time. But for me, we're 15 days away until November 4th election. And they can tell, and Watson and everybody here, I've been very public for the past 2 years. So you can't say that, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So going back to the how close the election is, if you want to talk to the Liberian population as that citizen right now can register to vote and can vote, what do you tell them right now?
Well, first of all, today's the last day to register to vote. So if you watch this video is probably already too late. October 20th, if you want to vote in November 4th election, today is the last day to register to vote.
Last day.
Yeah, today's the last day. So if you're not registered to vote today, after today, you can't vote in November 4th election. But if you already voted last year, you should already be registered to vote. But if you live in the state of Pennsylvania, my election is on a ballot, but there's other elections happening. So you can go vote. But if you live in Delaware County, you don't have to wait till November 4th to vote. You can vote now. So you can go to your immediate courthouse, grab a mail-in ballot, and vote and turn it in. That's what I've been encouraging people to do. Like, go vote early. Early voting is also encouraged, right? Because you never know what can happen on November 4th. You know, you might have to go pick up your little one, or you might forget that it's actually Tuesday, November 4th. So I encourage people to go vote now if you can, or request a mail-in ballot and vote. But if you're not registered by today, October 20th. You know, yeah.
So as somebody who works in the field of law since a teen, and you're pro-Liberian.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the lawlessness going on that other side of town? Yeah, my man.
Honestly,
do you ever feel? Do you ever? Because I know for a fact you gotta handle what you gotta handle here, but my man, we need some men like you on that side, bro.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I'm tapped in, right? So the Liberian lawlessness. Are we talking about back home in Liberia?
Yeah. Yes, just Liberia.
There's no accountability.
Well,
that's what it is. Like, so for me, like, we can talk about this forever. The police system, and I'm not trying to like bash them.
You can.
I don't want to, because I think they just need some reform. Right? But it's just the lack of training, the lack of discipline. And the reality is too, our people need to also respect the rule of law. If the police officer pull you over because you did something illegal, like, we got to enforce the law.
That's the thing, though.
I think
there's no respect between both of them.
I think
policemen don't respect the people don't respect policemen.
Yeah. And then on top of that, it's like the money system, right? Like
so you're making $250 a month.
Exactly. What you got to understand, right?
People asking, I want coffee.
I give you $250.
What you got to understand, right? You know I live in Liberia, right?
Yeah.
So the police, the people that does transportation, have a caller relationship. And I think August is saying what he's saying.
Too cordial.
Yeah, you understand me? Based off of the last video that happened between the police officer and the keke man.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, August. Hold on a second. You got to understand one thing. That video, when you watch that video carefully, it explains itself. The both of them had a relationship. Maybe you passed 2-3 times, I tip you. You let me go. And maybe one time, I didn't tip you.
No tip.
No,
you can say tip.
Okay.
You said tip.
Brab. Okay, Brab. As a police
the nicest way ever.
Okay, Brab. Okay. As a police officer, that doesn't give you the right to run and jump in front of somebody moving object and brutally try to move the person with force and resistance, knowing your rights.
Yeah.
As a police officer is to protect life and property. He wasn't protecting the life at that moment. Neither was he protecting the property at that moment.
Yes.
And everybody, like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes everybody, like, you just need somebody to actually, like, are you okay? That question, what we take to be so simple, is meaningful.
It is.
Are you having a good day? You understand? Because when I see, like, anybody just ask me that question on my phone, it means a lot to me.
But for the climate right now in Liberia with the police officers and people disrespecting the police officers right now in Liberia, I expect the president of Liberia to come out with a declaration. Stop putting your hands on police officers.
Period.
And keep it moving.
And one of the things that, like,
but let the police officers stop.
People. We know. I've been like before I grew up. I know the disrespect.
Because I've been in Liberia like multiple times, right? And like, I agree, it's like both sides, right? But I say over here, like, the moment you put your hand on a cop, even if they're wrong,
it's over. Yeah,
it's like you're like, you know. So for me, Like, I don't get involved in Liberian politics, which
Right.
I don't have no interest in, right? I'm being very honest. Whichever administration is in power, I'd love to work with them to educate people about policing and training because of my experience, right?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, what I want to do in the near future, if I have the opportunity, God willing, is to make sure to go back to Liberia and properly train officers. One of the things that I told you guys earlier that I have done in my job for 7 years was narcotics. I took guns and drugs off the street in Pennsylvania, not like small marijuana stuff. I was some heavy stuff, some heroin, and we understand the drug problem that's right now that's happening in Liberia. So I work with the DEA, American DEA, okay?
Not LDA.
Yeah.
I work with the DEA in America here. I work with HSI. I work with the FBI.
Yeah.
I work with pretty much all agency. We fought in the state of Pennsylvania and the state police. I've been undercover. I've done undercover cases. I had like big cases to take guns out of people's hands and guns and drugs. So the reality is what I want to do is train properly these special units respectfully, like whatever the law will allow. I'm not trying to do any coup or anything like that.
No.
But I want to really train them and come in and give my service free because I love the people of Liberia. And on top of that too, I want to be able to make sure that to educate people that these people that are addicted to these drugs are sick, right? We got to train them properly. We talk about the Civil War was such a traumatic experience. There wasn't no like coping mechanism. We have like child soldiers or adults now
to this day,
right?
Yeah.
And they're still going to heavy. There's a lot of heavy trauma that's happening in Liberia that nobody really invested in that. And on top of that too, bring in like Narcans, right? So when I was a cop or when I was a special agent and working in Kensington and Philly, I had like 5 Narcans with me because I'll be sitting undercover. Somebody might just drop because they're overdosed. So we train these officers how to use Narcans. So when, God forbid, they're in a situation, you know, they can fix that situation and save lives. Narcan saves lives. So, but I can't do this because I want to come in.
Right.
The government it has to be a buy-in. Like I'm not like I have a lot of responsibility and obligation to protect and serve my people in Delaware County and make sure our department is good. So anything else I'm doing outside of that, it's because I truly really care
from your heart,
you know, from my heart, and I want our people of that country to understand that, like they got to be all involved.
Yeah, back home, right? I want to say, right, the police back home, they are very unethical.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. They are very, very unethical. They are not professional at all.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
But majority of them, right?
Yeah.
You got to you got to understand in being a police officer.
Yeah.
Your full responsibility. Your responsibility is to protect life and property.
Yes, sir.
You're a civil servant. You work in a civil service, and your civil service is to provide services for your citizens. All right. You didn't join police force for the sake of advantages.
Yeah,
absolutely. You didn't join police force because you wear a uniform or you feel that you're unstoppable. Because personally, watching at that video,
I didn't watch the video.
Yeah, me personally, right? If I was attacked that way, I would probably lose it.
And the funny thing, is, me, you have different way of thinking.
I would probably lose it
because I'm pro law enforcement everywhere, even in Liberia, America, everywhere. I'm pro law enforcement.
Yeah.
If you pay somebody $250 a month, and they didn't get a salary for 6 months, how can you be ethical? How can you be professional?
That's a good point, bro.
It's just humor. It's you're human.
Yeah,
being.
My man.
You gotta eat.
They gotta 6 months.
No, you see.
So they're gonna stretch their hand and get bribe.
Yeah, let me
they're gonna do
it. They're gonna ask for
because
coffee.
you cannot be so professional and your family in the house waiting for you to come home with a backpack. Or the police officer like, bro, got backpack on.
All right.
Why you got backpack?
Let me talk to that. JJ,
home, you know?
JJ.
So
I have worked for a private entity.
Yes, sir.
Before.
Yes, sir.
That I didn't take pay for over approximately 4 months, but that didn't give me the reason to go and steal. I could have sent in my resignation letter if I had no other means of survival. If you're a police officer and you feel that the job is not paying you, resign. That doesn't give you the reason to take.
It's easy.
No,
to say,
no, it is not. Listen, but you got to understand why our people join police.
I agree with you.
Our people don't join police.
Integrity is everything.
Yeah, our people don't join police because of the salary. The drone police because of what it gets on the road, or the drone police because
No, yeah. Not wrong.
I'm serious.
The rule is where it's at.
You understand?
They are some unethical.
Or let's call it a day to day. Or let's call it a day to day.
They're doing it. They're trying.
Because you being a police officer, you at an advantage. So whoever you're arresting, you don't have to. For me, right? I've seen a lot of clips.
If you ain't got handcuffs,
I have seen a lot of clips in America.
the police don't have no handcuffs.
I'm saying, no, I've seen a lot of clips in America where police, you know, shoot civilians and stuff like that. Me personally, if a police would shoot me in America, I would be lying face down because he got gun, he's in uniform, totally at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
if you pull me over for whatever reason is, my hands on the steering, before you make up your mind, I will fly on the ground. Before you carry on investigation and stuff like that, put my hand outside straight. Yeah, I ain't gonna go in no argument with you that I feel that it's not necessary.
It's different in Africa. It's different like
yeah, I was gonna
but that's what I'm saying.
I think
different environment.
A lot of it is, you know, just purely survival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
everybody surviving with it, man.
Surviving for real, trying to get it how they can, but
it goes back
don't think you have to be rude about it.
It goes back to government. It goes back to the whole entire government and stuff. So we don't want to draw on which government bad. I don't like to go to government. Gotta go to government. Mm-hmm. Everybody can get government because it's bad. It's
so for me, like integrity is everything. And when you swear in, I'm very like straightforward to answer your question.
I know you are.
And and for him, like I understand like the corruptions happen because people can't eat, but that doesn't give a right to do. You took a oath, right, to the Liberian Constitution.
Yeah.
So when you take that oath, you should, if you feel like you're not paying, you know, with fair wages, you should get in a union, right, and protest.
Go on strike.
Like go on strike, like the police union, right? I don't think it's you not give the country is not moving forward when it's corruption. The country is not moving forward when you pull somebody over. You're like, here's $5, you know, go away. I know that's been. I'm not for that. I'll never be for that. I would never give excuse for that. You know, but again. Besides that part, it goes also about training, right? Professionalism. Like you just said, like these cops, like I don't try to tap into Liberian politics. But I see the situation that was happening a couple months ago. We got into the DEA and all this stuff, and and the reality is, it's unfortunate because some of our people that are from here or that worked here, that are so. Let me be mindful. But like that, you know what? I'll leave it as like you know that they done all this and fluff for their resume, and they go back and becoming these high professionals.
The Jonas system,
and like I'm like these are real important role that you have, but you don't even know how to. You can't even tell the difference from a heroin or cocaine. You can't tell the difference from different type of weapons. But you wear shiny shoes. You know, Liberian people like bluffing business, right?
Oh, you brought bad memory. You know, I sort of got you brought bad memory.
You know, so for me, I like to get the job done. And when you get the job done, you become very successful at that.
Yeah.
You know, I got arrested when George Weah got inaugurated as the president of the Republic of Liberia, right? I got arrested for flying my drone. And the presidential security that came and arrested me for my brother's compound in rehab. Saw my drone and called it a satellite.
You got arrested for flying a satellite?
And they taking out.
No. So,
why were you flying your drone when the president's getting inaugurated?
No, so no. It was after the inauguration. I'm just saying it was after the inauguration. It was a night. In fact, Judge Weah was not even in the country where that happened.
Oh, but you were just flying your drone just to fly a drone?
I wasn't even flying it. I just ascended it and then descended it. Because what happened was Liberia is very dark at night. So I was using the Mavic Pro 1. There was no way I could navigate it because how dark the country was.
Yeah.
So they said I took the drone, took it to the president window. I was spying on the president, all of that. They just put a heavy crime on me, bro.
Damn.
Wow.
How long you stay inside?
You know, NSA is a state prison, so they're not supposed to hold you for 72 hours with evidence.
Okay.
All right. So like I was going through the process, and my friends and family was worried, sending lawyers and all of that. I was like, nah, I'll be fine. At the end of the day, bowed down to when they never found the facts they wanted $10K out for me. I like, no, I ain't giving a dime, you know. But I can tell that you will make a really, really, really good sheriff,
Yeah,
Honorable Kamara, right? What's your?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. What's your? No, you want to say something?
No, I was gonna ask you. Like you're in a different space now. You're a few weeks away from accomplishing something special,
something great.
Yeah, something great.
Yeah.
When you look back, if you could go back to a 17-year-old Sadiq, what would you tell him?
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Not like the Sixers, but go Birds, right?
Go Birds.
Get that. Go Birds, please. But trust the process. So I remember, I hate bullies.
Yeah.
I hate bullies. And what really got me into politics, I was I used to get bullied. I was 14 years old when I came to Upper Darby High School. And coming from Omaha, Nebraska, coming to one of the biggest high school in America with 4,000 kids, there was this guy, short guy. I don't want to mention his name, but he was like Mr. Popular, right? Jamaican dude, cool, smooth. I was on a track team. And me, I dressed like Soldier Boy and wearing a white t-shirt because
you're just chilling.
I was just chilling. I was a nerd. They call me Urkel, right? And at the age of 14, this kid will bully me every single day. Right? Because I think he was just hating. But one thing I'm good at is adapting to my environment. I adapt to my environment. So, from 14 to 17, I was varsity I was on a basketball team. I played soccer. So I became I built myself. I became popular, right? I will never forget. Homecoming is a really big thing in high school, definitely around that time in Upper Darby. I was sitting eating my Cheetos, my hot Cheetos on the bleachers. This guy was like, I'm going to run for homecoming king. I was like, but everybody was scared. Everybody was like, oh, he's going to win. And for me, I just ran. I'm like, I want to humble this guy. Because at that time now, I'm already popular and everything like that. I said, I'm either going to win or I'm going to make sure that he doesn't win.
Yeah.
that's literally why I ran.
I don't
even want to win. I just don't want him to win. So that changed my life.
And your perspective.
Because of life. There's certain awakenings that you go through in life. That was one of my awakening. And Upper Darby is such a big school. You have the politics, right? You have to go to the jocks. You have to go to the people that are smart and so forth and navigating that space. And guess what? I won. And
so it started from there for real.
So that's where it started. And I remember when we were going to the homecoming court, I wanted to join the Marine. I wanted to be an FBI agent. And yeah, those are the three things. And I wanted to go to University of Pennsylvania for school. I never went to Penn. I was never an FBI agent, and I never joined the Marine, but I joined the Army. I was a special agent for the AG's office. And I did go to college, I did everything I said I was going to do. So I trust the process. It's not like a straight shot. It's you go up, you come down, you go up, you come down. It's like a roller coaster.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Honorable Sadiq Kamara.
Honorable.
The sheriff in waiting, right?
God willing.
So what's your first horror day plan with God willing? That you like that as the sheriff,
100-day plan. You said
no, just name us a few things
first
that
month.
You're gonna do your first month.
So the first month is I want to get to know my staff.
Okay,
it's a big responsibility. It's $6 million budget. I have right now personnel is 78 people. Right, it's one of the biggest department in the county beside the prison. So I want to really get to know people and the people that I'm working with in the first couple of weeks. Right. And I want to put some guardrail to make sure that people understand my agenda and my plan. Like I told you earlier, we have next year is going to be a busy year in Pennsylvania. Okay. I want all of us to be involved in that. It's going to be a crazy year from starting to April of 2026 to all the way to the end of summer. Oh man, we're going to have a lot of fun.
It's going to be hot.
So it's my responsibility to make sure that my department is ready. And on top of that, too, with everything that's going on in America right now, making sure that everybody feels safe and heard, right? And the government is shut down. Pennsylvania their state hasn't even passed a budget yet. So the federal government is shut down. Our state government hasn't even passed their budget for 2025. I don't know if you guys even know that. So making sure that the money that I have received to allocate to the resources that Delaware County have to make sure I'm using that well. So all those things I want to do for these next couple of weeks I get on the job before I really start implementing what I'm planning to do.
Dope.
Is it a tenure position? Not the sheriff. I mean, those you talk about your staffs. Are those staff you're talking about, are they in a tenure positions?
So some of these staff members, their job is at will, right?
Yeah.
And some of these people are a part of a union. So there's a lot of positions that their job is definitely at, like, not in the sense that somebody, not even me, can replace them. It is replaceable. Yeah.
Are you not scared?
Am I not scared, or they scared?
Are you not scared?
No, they should be scared. I'm not scared. Like,
I like that.
Like, they work for me.
I like that.
You know, like, so,
Yeah.
like,
the man is scared.
yeah, like, but one thing I would say is that as long as you're doing your job, you're doing your job well, you don't have nothing to worry about. But I want, like, if I'm rolling up my sleeve, hitting them doors with the hammer, like, don't get this stuff fool you, man. I got dirty, you know, like executing search warrant at 6 o'clock in the morning. You better be able to do that. I have executed over 100 search warrants in my life.
Yo, how is like? I feel like that takes so much to really invade somebody, because anything could happen to you.
Yeah, bro.
So I feel like you really have to have the balls to mess with somebody who's capable of doing it. Because, you know, my
waking
man,
them up for the sleep.
yeah, because I heard, it's a quote I heard when I first went to Liberia. The man that said, "Criminal get ideas." If you don't execute it where you're supposed to, like, anything can happen after that.
So, like, that's one of the most dangerous things.
Yeah.
I've been in a situation I could have took a life. I've been in a situation that somebody could have took my life.
Yo.
I work in Kensington, Philadelphia, like, executing search warrant. I work in West Philly, and don't spin the block a couple times. I work in Southwest. I work in some of the most dangerous neighborhood in the Commonwealth, right? But I was trained.
Yeah.
I've been the first one going in. I've been the last one going in. I have got the ram. I'm the one that, like, you know, he's bigger than me, so he would definitely be the ram guy.
Yeah.
But I've been the one that rammed the door in. So I understand, like, my expectation of my deputies, right? One of the best thing as a soldier is the people that started from the bottom as an enlisted. So when you understand that every job that I have done, I already done it in business or whatever, then whatever your peers are going to do, you hold them to higher standard. So right now, I still take care of my health. I just did a 2 mile run before coming here. I worked out for 2 hours and everything. And I hold my deputies to those standards, right? When they're executing at 6 o'clock in the morning, I want to be out there with them. I want to be hitting them doors with them.
For the love of the game.
Well, not just for the love of the game, because you got to lead by example.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Is Southwest Philly is under your...
No, but
not.
since I worked for the Attorney
County.
General's office, I oversee the whole state when I used to be a special agent for the AG's office.
Because we just lost a Liberian guy a day before yesterday.
So I'm sorry for your loss.
He got shot.
Oh, yeah.
He got shot at a place.
Where?
That's a place called the Basement. Yeah, he was here for the event.
Oh, yeah, the man went,
He was here for the event,
Yeah.
He just lost his life.
How you look like?
Yeah.
Dreadlock?
Got the dreads.
Oh.
No, man, sorry for your life, brother.
Yeah, I mean...
But...
No, sorry for your losses. That's obviously one of us.
So in conclusion, give us something that you want to say to the people of Delco. Because I'm big on the election coming up and things is going on, everything rolling now.
I think
if you're addressing the people of Delco, what will you tell them?
So, let me look at the camera right here.
Yeah.
All right, let me sit up for this.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what it is. We have 15 days left, 14 days to a wake up. If you believe in my mission, if you believe in my goals, please come out and vote November 4th, Tuesday, or before. I'm young, but more than ever, we need good people, good level-headed people that have the experience and the qualification that's not only going to serve just one side of Delaware County, but the entire Commonwealth and the entire county. So again, my name is Sadiq Kamara. I'm on the ballot on November 4th. Come out and support. I served 6 years in the military. I was a former police officer in Delaware County, former special agent at the Attorney General's office. I have the skill. And I want to thank you guys for having me here today. Let's make history.
Yeah.
Let's be part of history. The work is not done. You know you're my favorite.
No.
The work is not done.
Yeah, we all got to Tesla.
But he's about to become my favorite now too. But But let's make sure that we keep these conversations going.
Yeah.
I want to come back here and educate people about law enforcement and what I'm planning to do.
As a sheriff.
And next time I come in, I'll be in uniform, God willing. You know, you can say, yo, you know, my bro, I'm your bro.
Yeah,
my
but
bro is, you know, the sheriff of Delaware County, man.
Yeah, but Sadiq, before you leave us, right, this is very important, right?
Yeah.
If a police pull you over in America,
yes,
what's the right approach to the officer who walks to your vehicle to encounter you for whatever the reason is
free game.
that you got pulled over? What's the best
I've been pulled
solution?
over multiple times, right?
Yes.
So first of all, is it at night or during the day?
Anytime.
Anytime.
It's all about the situation.
They give us the
right?
daytime.
Yeah,
Okay.
nighttime.
So I always, unless it's freezing, I always put my window down before they come.
Okay.
Right? Obviously, you have your seatbelt on, right?
Yeah.
If they pull you over, if you don't have your license, your registration, the proof of insurance, and all that stuff, and they already pull up on you, just put your hand on the steering wheel, and if they come up and just be like, hey, can I grab my license, registration, and proof of insurance? One of the things I really hated when I pull somebody over, like, why are you pulling me over for? I'm like right there, I'm like, what do you mean why pull you over? Well, why you pull me? I'm like, well, ma'am, I'll get to that, but can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance? Well, I don't have the time. I said, okay, well, you're going to have the time. So it's always about your demeanor, right? If you really don't know why they pull you over for, they will get to that, right? Just like, hey, here's my driver license and registration. I just want to know why you pulled me over for, you know? And if a cop is respectful, and most of cops now, all of them have body cam, right?
Yeah.
They will tell you, like, hey, you blew a stop sign, right? And most of the time, if you come off like that, you're probably not going to get a ticket. Philly cops are very chill. Like most police officers are very chill. But when you come off very aggressive from the beginning, you're going to lose that battle, right? And if you want to grab something and it's not visible, because one of the things they teach us at the police academy, and one of the most dangerous thing is your hand. That's what cops always say. Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. If we don't see your hand, it's a problem. We need to see your hand, because you can be reaching for something, you can be grabbing something. So you always want to make sure your hands are visible. And the reason I tell you to pull down your window, because some of us, we have dark tent. So they can see, they don't have no excuse. When you come up, you make sure you pull down all your windows. You know, they want to see inside your car and how you move and everything. But at the end of the day, you treat them with respect, they're going to treat you with respect. Most cops. Unfortunately, sometimes we do have a situation where some people are power hungry, and the best way to do it, make sure they have body cam, and you can fight that in court. And if you need help, give me a call.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so
do something to this kind of the judicial race too, and explain to them why that's important.
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. So my race is important, but the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania judicial race is more important more than ever. Every year we always talk about elections are important, but every year in the state of Pennsylvania, the judicial races, you have to go retain them, right? And we have 3 justices that are supposed to be retained this year. And we have the richest man in Pennsylvania, Jeff Yazz, all these billionaires putting money into this race to make sure that these judges are not retained. So when you do go vote November 4th or before, you flip your ballot. When you flip, those yes or no question?
Yeah.
People are confused on that. So when you flip the ballot, make sure you say yes. If you make sure you say yes, because we want to retain these justices. It's really important to do that, because if we don't do that, then now our Supreme Court is going to be even 2-2. Right now we have the majority. So we have our federal Supreme Court and we have our state Supreme Court. And we want to make sure we retain these judges, because they're the one that fight for us, fair funding for our education system. Our rights are not going to be violated. Gerrymandering some of these districts. These are the reason why we need to keep these Supreme Court judges. And more than ever, it wasn't like a sexy race, but now it is, because of the person that we have in the White House, if you live in the state of Pennsylvania. So it's important, if you live here, that's why I was telling you guys earlier, everybody can vote if you're able to vote, obviously, November 4th or before. But make sure you turn over your ballot and you say it's a yes. Yes to all the judges. Okay?
And this route that you're going, man, let's talk about your family. How do they feel? I know I know, my man. You know African people by. I know they over the top. Like to see your transition from coming from back home to America through high school, college, whatever you went through, and now you're at this point to reach something so great. It's like, what's the energy like within like your immediate space with your family and your friends?
My family's locked in.
Yeah.
Like, so my grandmother, like, she went to one of my fundraisers last couple of days ago. She was crying because we were talking about this stuff, and like she was like, "Man, these white people really like you." I'm like, "Yeah, Grandma, like, you know, like this is what we've been doing. This." She's like, "No,
It's
grandson,
God,
like this is good. Like, you know, it's a blessing.
Yeah, gotta be
God.
God.
God is good.
Yeah, gotta be God.
But I'm grateful for my father. Without him, I wouldn't be who I am today. And wherever my mom is, may her soul rest in peace, because I lost my mom at the age of 1. I hope I'm making her proud. I was her only child.
You are.
And also I have an amazing stepmom. I don't like to call her stepmom because she's been my mother all my life.
Yeah.
She's been an amazing person to me and my family, and making sure to get my goal across. She treated me as one of her own, like her own son. And like everybody, my brothers, my sisters, everybody, you know, I'm very grounded. Like sometimes I go through a lot of stuff. I'll call, you know, certain people. And on top of that, to the elected officials, right? We have people that in office right now that believe in me. State Senator Anthony Williams, okay?
Okay.
That's my mentor. Because of he believed in me, he believed in the next generation, and I'll hold him dear to my heart.
Yeah, we love people like that.
And Dr. Monica Taylor. She's the chair of our county council. She's the first Black person to ever get elected in Delaware County, and she's the first Black woman to be the chair of our council countywide. She believed in me. And lastly, I want to give a special shout out to Local 413, the labor union in the city of Chester. Well, like the moment I told them that I decided to run for office, they believed in me as well. Anthony Moss and Harper and the whole entire union and the building trade, and the Philadelphia building trade. These are the people that supported me. Without them, I wouldn't been able to fundraise, navigate this political space. I never ran for office before. Just think about it. I'm running for a countywide seat. Usually people tell me, you know what they told me, bro? Wait for your turn. Maybe you run for council, or maybe run for something small in your municipality. I feel like every role is big. So for me, nothing against running for like smaller roles or whatever, but I believe me running for sheriff, and that's why I decided to run.
Yeah, for the stars, we gotta reach for it.
Thank you.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great episode, and we're happy to have you, bro.
Thank you.
I mean, to hear your takes, you know, from where you started, where you came from, you know what I'm saying? All of that is really dope. You know, me and you talk over the phone one time, but the share the scene captured you, my man. Man. It's a great feeling. So
No. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is home. This is family. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys, my brothers, and we need to continue these conversations.
For sure.
You're like, you know, I love to have fun and joke, but there's some serious thing that's happening in America right now. Our Constitution is on thin ice. And we want to elect good people.
Yeah. And share your social media pages and your website once again.
So my website is KamaraForSheriff.com. My social media is Kamara for Sheriff. I like the @ symbol.
Yeah.
My other social media is Sadiq Kamara, and that's SIDDIQ. Kamara with the K, not with the C.
Yeah,
Don't think I'm from Sierra Leone. But I'm a Liberian man.
Yeah.
And my Facebook is also Sadiq Kamara with the K as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys. Thank you to this phenomenal podcast. And I'm excited to be here, God willing, with my sheriff uniform.
Yeah, in that blade. Yeah. Let's go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know, we here in the fries. We doing the grand every week. You already know what it is, man. The fries.
My man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man, my man. Happy for you.
Man, I appreciate it. I needed this, man. Thank you guys, man.
Got my OG in his job. What's up, bro? You're not for the man. I'll not be seeing you. I'm telling you.